If you buy fabric you never sew, have yards wasting away in your stash, or waste money on beautiful fabric that just collects dust, these 6 fabric shopping rules will completely transform how you shop. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear system for buying only fabric you'll actually use, and you'll stop the cycle of impulse purchases that leave you with nothing to wear. Rule 1, the closet reality check. Here's the trap that catches 90% of sewists. You see a fabric in a color that looks absolutely stunning on someone else or just looks incredible on the bolt. You fall in love with it, you bring it home, and then you have absolutely no clue what to do with it. You just don't feel right wearing it. Your unused fabrics are often colors you simply don't wear. The closet reality check adds a crucial filter to your fabric shopping. Take a look at the clothes you actually wear. If you don't see that color anywhere in your closet, maybe it doesn't belong there. Here's a simple exercise that changed everything for me. Try organizing your closet by color. It'll help you see the colors you wear the most. When I did this, I discovered I wear a lot of black, ivory, blue, red, and pink with a little brown mixed in. That became my shopping filter. When I see a gorgeous orange fabric, I can appreciate its beauty without feeling like I need to own it. That's not to say I can't experiment with color from time to time, but it helps me to realize that's what I'm doing. If it's not in my usual palette, I know I'm taking a bigger risk that I won't wear it, and I can make a more informed decision. But color is just one piece of the puzzle. The next rule addresses something even more fundamental that most sewists completely overlook. Rule 2, the comfort zone rule. This one step prevents the most expensive fabric shopping mistakes. If you're someone who only wears natural fibers and you see a stunning fabric that happens to be polyester, that might not be a fabric you're actually gonna wear. The comfort zone rule means really considering the fiber when you're looking at a fabric. What makes you comfortable? What do you feel good wearing, both physically and mentally? Do you like to sew with fabrics that press easily? Do you love the idea of wool, but you feel itchy when you wear it? Or maybe you love the idea of knits, but you don't actually enjoy sewing with them. I learned this lesson once when I bought several yards of a beautiful polyester crepe because I loved the print so much. It looked great, but I knew it wouldn't press well and probably make me sweat. It sat in my stash for 10 years because I just don't enjoy wearing synthetic fabrics. Every time I pulled it out and felt that polyester, I ended up putting it right back. Now I stick to natural fibers that I know work with my lifestyle. And it's not just synthetics I'm talking about. I absolutely adore silk, but I live in a rural area with a lot of rain, and it's just not practical most days. I don't avoid it, but I know to save silk for those special occasion garments or the occasional fancy top rather than everyday wear. You can also think about fibers by season. Sometimes you can save money buying off-season fabrics. Knowing your favorite fibers helps you take advantage of sales without ending up with fabric you won't use. You might think that's enough to make smart decisions, but there's another simple step that can save you from expensive mistakes. Rule 3, the sleep on it rule. Here's the antidote to impulsive decisions: time. The sleep on it rule means giving yourself some time and distance by taking a swatch home from the fabric store or ordering one online. If you're feeling it all on the fence about a fabric, a swatch will cost you far less in the long run than yardage you'll never use. I keep a little collection of swatches in my sewing room, and they've saved me from so many purchases I would have regretted. Sometimes a fabric that looks amazing in the store just doesn't work when you get it home and see it with your other fabrics. Or maybe you still like the fabric, but you really don't have any projects in mind for it right now. If you're afraid of missing out on a fabric, it doesn't hurt to ask the fabric shop if they can set it aside for a day while you decide. Most shops are happy to hold fabric for a reasonable amount of time. Speaking of making smart choices about what works for your lifestyle, what if you could plan your entire fabric shopping strategy in advance? Join us for our upcoming season of Design Your Wardrobe, where you'll plan your perfect palette of fabrics. You'll create your own mini collection for your wardrobe, including a complete color story with fabrics and prints. By the end, you'll have a fully designed queue of sewing projects and know exactly what to shop for. It's super fun, and there's a link in the description below with all the details if you're interested in joining in. This next step might make you feel a little bit awkward, but it reveals everything you need to know about whether a fabric is right for you. Rule 4, the mirror test. The mirror test is simple but powerful. Find a mirror, grab that bolt, and drape some of the fabric over your body. This shows you how the fabric will actually look when you wear it, and you'll get a real sense of how much you like the color next to your skin. Try draping it like a top, a dress, or bottoms to see where you like it on your body. I do this all the time at fabric stores. If there's no mirror available, I'll drape it over some nearby bolts to see how it looks and try to visualize it as a complete garment. The mirror test prevents the most expensive fabric shopping mistakes. Colors that seem beautiful in theory don't always work with your skin tone, and this test reveals it immediately. It also helps you to see how the fabric drapes, which really helps you to visualize it as a complete design. Sometimes you fall in love with a color or a print and you really want it to work, but realize that what you really need is something that's more crisp and structured. Or perhaps you need something that falls gently over your curves. Draping the fabric will help you make all those decisions. Now, even if you've mastered these first 4 rules, there's another filter that separates smart shoppers from fabric hoarders. Rule 5, the reach for it rule. Here's what happens to a lot of us: falling in love with fabric at first sight and thinking that's enough reason to buy it. But the reach for it rule makes you answer one crucial question: is this fabric going to be practical for me in my life? Think about the fabrics you reach for every single time you sew from your stash. Do you sew with rayon constantly? Do you love wearing knits? Make a mental list of the fabrics you sew and wear often. These are the fabrics you'll almost always find a use for. For me, I know I'll always reach for a beautiful cotton lawn or a soft linen. Those fabrics have earned their place in my buy on a whim category because I know myself well enough to know that I'll use them. But that gorgeous silk charmeuse that caught my eye, unless I have a specific project in mind, it's probably going to sit in my stash looking pretty but unused. The reach for it rule doesn't forbid impulse purchases, but it gives you that essential filter to make smart choices. Once again, these rules are all about helping you to make the right decisions for you and your life, so your fabric stash is customized to your own individual needs. This next rule might sound harsh, but it's the mindset shift that finally breaks the cycle of fabric hoarding. Rule 6, the FOMO fighter. You can't buy every fabric you love, so you're always missing out on something. That's completely okay. The FOMO fighter recognizes that fear of missing out is a huge motivator for overspending, and not just on fabric. It's helpful to recognize it for what it is and label it in your mind. Just ask yourself, do I really have a purpose for this, or is this just FOMO talking? Recently, I saw this gorgeous pale pink seersucker fabric online. I bookmarked it to think about since I didn't have a specific project in mind. When I went back, it was sold out. I had a twinge of regret, but after a moment I told myself there will always be more beautiful fabric than I can possibly use, and I let it go. Believe me, this doesn't come easily to me. I love stockpiling creative tools and inspiration, including fabric. With practice, I've learned that a big part of creativity is curation. Here's how to make the FOMO fighter practical. Create a personal Venn diagram for the fabrics you sew and wear most. Think about the colors, prints, and fibers you like best. You can confidently impulse purchase fabrics that sit at the center of your diagram, especially if they're on sale. You can even keep this diagram on your phone. When I see a fabric I love, I can quickly assess where it fits in my personal fabric universe, make a smart choice using all 6 rules. Now that you know how to buy fabric you'll actually sew, there's still the matter of that existing stash taking over your sewing room. If you're ready to stop accumulating and start creating with what you already own, I'll show you the 5 simple boundaries that'll transform your entire relationship with your fabric collection when you watch this video next.